YouTube, we need to talk about understanding your value. And what I mean by understanding your value is that you being uniquely you, and your individualism is your value. The fact that there's only one person like you, and that is you. And the experiences that you've been through, the things that you like, the things that you do, is that makes you is worth a lot. That's your value. And because again, you can never be duplicated. So that's worth. Like I said, that's worth a lot. And the more that you are true to yourself and know yourself, you can contribute to anything in this world. See, I don't think a lot of people know that. A lot of people feel like they have to be some remarkable human being to be worth something. No, you being the individual that you are, the uniqueness of you is worth a lot. And you just have to be able to tap into that and not be ashamed of that and express that. That's the key. Finding some way to show that uniqueness, to show that individualism that you possess, so that the world can see. And once the world sees it, the world will take interest in it. So you just can't be afraid to be yourself, to be true to yourself, and own up to it. You look at a lot of people who are successful in any field that they're in, and that's because they were not afraid to be themselves. They didn't follow the masses. See, that's the problem. And I'm gonna go back to my original point. See, that's the problem. We were taught in schools, especially in the American system, public school system, American education system, to stay in, to blend in, to don't think outside the box, don't draw outside the lines. That 2 + 2 will always equal 4. But we're told not to show any form of expressionism, at least when I was in school. But with that causes everybody to be the same. But those who go against the grain and are not too afraid to express themselves, to be themselves, are the ones who thrive in society. Again, like the Steve Jobs of the world, Tyler, the Tyler, the creators of the world. Those they were looked at a certain way because they were not to be afraid to be themselves, to think outside the box, to express their true individuality and their uniqueness. But obviously they were looked at a certain way because they did that. But at the end of the day, the results are, they became who they became. They were able to be successful in their own right because they stayed true to themselves, and they understood their value in that. So again, as the older I've gotten, the more I've separated myself between me and the rest of the masses. Like, I'm not afraid to be myself, to not follow the crowd, to not follow what everybody else is doing. And I'm completely fine with that. But that still makes me me. As I've grown, I've matured, I started there's different things I like now that if I would have told my teenage self, my early 20s self, I would have looked at myself crazy. But that's a part of growth as well. So, and I know that me being uniquely who I am, with my personality, and with my train of thought and how I think, and being the individual, I understand my worth. So I'm at this point where it's now and it's now to where I'm not trying to keep it inside of me anymore. I'm finding outlets to express myself in that way, i.e. YouTube, this video. So again, you know, I know this is a longer video than normal, but I just want everybody to know, like, as I continue to tell myself that, is that it's okay to be you. There is value in being you. And because there's only one of you. There's only one of you in the world. And people out there will gladly, you know, see the worth in you. You just got to make it a point to yourself to express that in however you want to. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say. You know, this topic has definitely been on my mind to share with y'all. So hopefully this can be of use to somebody. So until next time.